And we're live in round 4 of the Arizona Modern Series Flagstaff Championship. On the left, we've got Jesse playing Bant Spirits, who's just gone to 6. And on the right, we've got Dan playing Mono Blue Delver.
Both of our players too cool to update their names on the iPad, so those do not match.
Oh.
That was the last
Oh, yeah.
last games, but it's fine.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, Tom and Jeremy, they are not. Okay, well, yeah, but we got turn 1 Terramander from Dan, turn 1 no 1-drop from Jesse, but really there are only 8 1-drops in the deck, if I'm not mistaken. So,
Sure.
you know, he's got plenty of good 2-drops, so he'll be fine.
Yeah, Bant Spirits is actually one of the more interesting decks in the format, I think.
Bant Spirits is the fairest and meanest deck in Modern.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just think that it's so disruptive, it's so powerful, and really it can have some very fast starts.
Yeah.
And like fast starts with disruption.
Yep.
In fact, its only fast starts are with disruption because they play Mausoleum Wanderer.
Yeah, and Spellcaller, just
right.
incidentally.
Yeah. And just like occasionally, it's really interesting that what really pushed Bant Spirits into like reliable playability was the printing of Supreme Phantom in Core 19. There were like some blue-white spirit decks, some Bant spirit decks kind of before that, but it really hit a level of consistency with the printing of Another Lord.
Sure.
That kind of put it into just like better Merfolk levels.
Yeah, everything has flying, just for free.
Right.
Everything has flying.
Yeah. It is their thing. And is this a remorseful cleric? Jesse's playing 3 main board, which with all of the graveyard decks terrorizing Modern right now,
Sure.
seems like exactly where you want to be.
Very smart. Also, he's opting not to play his Path to Exile on his turn. I don't know if he knows that Dan has those Force of Negations, but he's effectively getting around them.
Right, yeah, no, exactly. Oh, I guarantee you, the second you see Island Terramander, you're like Force of Negations.
Sure.
That's and Dan, of course, with the Force of Negation in hand.
Yes, he does. He also has a mana. He has a few ways to counter this Path to Exile.
Sure, yeah, but you still got to force him to have it. You still got to force him to play around it. I mean, Path to Exile in this matchup is, it's not just a removal spell. It is also taxing their game plan.
Sure.
Yeah, and here it is. Like
Mana leak
here
right
is
away.
Path on their end step mana leak, and Dan's now only got 1 mana up. Like there are just. There are quite a lot of answers that you have at 2 mana. There are quite a lot of answers that like you want to play multiples of. End step Thought Scours with Terramanders out is pretty powerful.
Yep.
And just sort of like not only is it giving him, it's just constraining his patterns of play, we're just on the basic land plan here because why not? It sure is Spell Queller in here though, huh? That is. It's I don't know if it's a telegraph, but it's at the very least, hey, I might have this.
Yeah.
Gotta think on that one. And it hits literally everything in Dan's deck.
Sure. Not a spell it doesn't hit, huh?
Right, yeah. There's just actual everything.
So Dan is overloaded on Curious Obsessions right now.
Yeah. And there's also something to be said for there are flash blockers in this deck that, the most prominent among them, Spell Queller, and here it is, will both be a counter spell and, or not.
Archmage Charm.
And, just swing for 2, draw a card.
I'm oddly good with that.
Yeah.
I am strangely okay with that exchange.
And, he's still holding up Force Negation.
Yeah. I don't know what, I mean, it's... Spirits is the Collected Company deck, correct?
It is the Collected Company deck,
So
yes.
that's a nice target.
Yeah, there are not a whole lot of non-creature spells in Jesse's deck. The ones that he has, very, very powerful, though.
Dan is fixing everyone's names now.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's nice.
This is very high-quality Magic the Gathering content we put together for you.
Man, didn't we just go over this whole video for looking for like things that we needed to... Oh, well.
Sure, no,
yeah,
leave
it's
it in.
fun. I had to keep doing this for players, and I kept trying to do it upside down, and so I'd put them in on the wrong sides, and like with slightly the wrong names, and and it looks like we're back in it.
We happy with the board state, guys?
Yeah. Here we go.
Get in for 3, putting Dan to 14.
Mm-hmm. And we're just
The players a little after this had a life total dispute. And so I'm trying to...
Oh, is that when this happened?
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Okay, yeah. That was a hell of a judge call.
Yeah.
I remember that one. Yeah, okay.
We'll see if we can recreate what they experienced. So Dan should be at 14. Or should he not be?
Well, he just got hit for 3, right?
Did he go from 20 to 17?
I don't know. See, this is where, like, where we run into the problem of, like, it's nice to have the iPad there with the life totals for, like, the sake of production, but players will usually keep track of their life totals on their pads.
Dan says he's at 15.
Oh.
This says he's at 17. I think he should be at 14, and he has him at 13. So I think there's 3 different life totals in play right now. This is a little difficult to discern.
Sure. Yeah, I liked the sack the remorseful cleric to just keep Dan off of the big beefy Terramander plan.
Yes, I think that's very
strong. He was there.
Was he threatening it?
Oh yeah. He I think it would activate it for 2.
Nice.
Yeah, and and another important thing, like those Curious Obsessions do have a +1/+1 buff. They are actively giving giving Dan the like survivability against something like Spell
Sure.
Queller. It's a little bit less relevant now that Jesse has a Supreme Phantom out. But like being able to just attack into a 2/3 and not care, and then be able to draw some cards off it is it's nice to just kind of have that security in it.
So Dan's got another Curious Obsession.
Well, I mean, put it to a 4/4, right? Like, Jesse's got a 1/3 and a 3/4. So, if you've got a Curious Obsession and then any piece of disruption, you are sitting pretty. Yeah, and Dan he's got a couple, so he's got Curious Obsession, he's got Serum Visions in hand, and looks like another, he's still got that Force of Negation. Jesse just playing around it.
Yeah,
like
incidentally.
Yeah. All right. And I'm just curious what Dan thinks his game plan is, because he's gonna have to, bounce something or kill something, and I don't know what he has that can deal with, Jesse's small wall of creatures. Like obviously there's kind of a drawback to blocking with the. Wow. Yeah, Curious Obsession there. I mean, like he could just double block, but then Dan gets back his whatever got spell quellered.
Thought Scour. I think the double block's actually much better for Jesse than it is for Dan.
Okay.
Because he's going to lose 3 Curious Obsessions and a Terramander.
Sure, yeah. I mean, he's also, I don't know, Dan's gotten his cards back from it though already. Like, and it definitely prevents him from running away with card advantage. So yeah. Yep, we got a lot of Curious Obsessions going away. Got a Terramander going away. Mill 2 draw. Into Thought Scour.
Wow.
Yeah. And like Dan's got 3 more Terramanders in the deck. He's there's really quite a bit of play to Thought Scour. I think Thought Scour is definitely one of the better cantrips. Oh, there's the Terramander.
Terramander Delver.
Oops.
Pretty good.
I didn't see that one. Oh well.
Jesse's also Hellbent, or he just drew his card for the turn.
Oh wow.
So yeah.
Okay, Heckbent. Really?
Excuse me.
Yeah. I mean, one card's Heckbent, right?
One card is Heckbent. This is something Mariner.
Yeah, sure is. It's called something. Let's just look at the deck list. That makes for good audio content. Unsettled Mariner.
The noises of us looking at a piece of paper.
Right.
Very
right. Yeah. Exactly. See, we thought that the idea to have the deck list out in front of us and like on the respective sides of the players that would sort of make for us being better at this.
No.
Right. Yeah.
No.
It turns out you can't fix stupid.
So Unsettled Mariner, blue-white shapeshifter, has every creature type.
Right.
And whenever you are a permanent you control, I don't know if it's you or a permanent. I read it and immediately forgot.
Cool.
Sure. You or a permanent you control becomes the target of a spell or ability. Counter it unless they pay 1.
It's pretty good.
It's not bad. Yeah.
It is a spirit.
It is
a disruptive spirit.
Yeah. I guess that fits all the check marks for the decks.
Right. Yeah.
Running as a full 4-up right now.
Yeah, you can attack it. You can attack for 5 here. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's that's a clock. That's the 2-turn clock by itself.
Yep.
And I don't know what Dan's sitting on here. Oh, is this going to be...
Maybe it's a Thought Scour to draw.
Yeah, Thought Scour just to see, like, hey, maybe I hit a Vapor Snag.
Well, if you hit a
But
Vapor
wait a
Snag,
sec. But
yeah.
if he hits a Vapor Snag, he just gets countered.
Yep.
But, oh well.
All right.
You figure might as well, yeah.
Take the 5.
Yeah, and here we go.
So let's hope that Dan gets lucky with this flip.
Yeah, just blind flip Delver.
Yeah.
I mean, blind flip Delver is the best game plan, really. It'll
Yes.
always get you there. Almost always, at least.
Fiery Islet.
Yeah, not so hot. And Dan, for a while, has been in kind of a commanding position, and now it's just, like if he attacks, then Jesse blocks with the Supreme Phantom and doesn't die, and then attacks for, at the very least, 4.
Sure.
Assuming he hits no lords, hits no additional noble hierarch. There are a lot of live cards that just kill Dan immediately.
Sure.
And so I'm not certain he has another creature in hand. In fact, I'm quite certain he doesn't.
He's got Remand, Archmage's Charm, and Force of Negation.
Mm-hmm.
Archmage's Charm has a lot of text on it, but I don't know what it does right here.
So, wait, do you mean like it doesn't help him right
Yeah,
here?
I'm not sure what the appeal is right here.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, it's got a lot of text for sure.
Sure, it does.
Yeah.
You can steal a noble hierarch.
That might be a relevant line at some point.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Oh, no. Yeah, no. I said that with a sort of joking tone, but
Sure.
it really, it will actually do some stuff. That came up a couple of times in some of Dan's other games from this tournament that were not recorded.
Really?
Yeah. I saw him twice take a relevant 1-drop with Archmage's Charm.
I imagine you could take Amulet of Vigor.
Oh.
That would just
and
be...
just you don't do anything anymore.
Yeah,
Congrats.
boy, would I be sad about
yeah,
that.
you're, your Cavern of Souls won't save you now.
So Archmage's Charm taking a hierarch.
There it is, taking
Yeah.
Noble Hierarch. Okay, yeah, and Jesse tapping it for mana in response, just so Dan does get an untapped dude. Attacking in for 3 here, yeah. And Dan just takes it. There's just kind of no reason not to. Got a Mausoleum Wanderer, and Dan is just now right where he wants to be.
Mausoleum Wanderer's pretty big because it flies. It
Okay, so yeah, it can't be countered, and
Yep.
it's actually interesting because I don't think Dan needs the mana, but theoretically you could actually remand it.
You could.
And
You could
then
still
draw the
cycle
card.
Remand,
Yeah.
Yep.
Which is, if that's where you want to be, that's where you want to be. Get
Unsummon.
rid of his only flying blocker, Unsettled Mariner trigger,
Gotta pay 1.
pay 1.
Oh, Dan saw the line.
Yeah. Top deck Vapor Snag.
Yeah.
Right? That's the line.
It's pretty good.
I don't know if he top decked it then or if he top
He
decked
did,
it somewhere in
yeah.
the other. Okay, yeah.
Yep, and that'll do it for game
That'll
1.
do it. Oh, no, Jesse, never look.
For game 2, both of our players have kept their decks and their opening 7s.
Yeah,
They could change decks.
I don't think they can.
No?
I mean, I think transformational sideboard plans only go so far.
Sure, no? These
Yeah.
guys just have a lot of faith in their concepts.
Yeah, we just got Dan's Delver hanging out there. He needs them a lot.
Just
and
a display of dominance.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, so he's got two Innistrad foils and 2 from the Vault foils.
I actually kind of like that a lot.
Yeah, because they're both good arts,
Mm-hmm.
I think. I think the only from the Vault that has ever looked good is the Transform.
Oh, sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just because you have, I don't know, I think it's because you have the foiling pulling on both sides.
Sure.
That the cards just instead of coming out looking like garbage, they don't.
Yeah.
And they come out looking good. Part of me is sad to see From the Vaults no longer be a product, and then part of me is hey,
Yeah.
got Delver.
Don't have to
Barely know her.
explain to customers that their cards are not tournament legal
Right.
as soon as they buy them.
Right.
That's kind of a
yeah,
bad feeling.
yeah. No, that's a problem sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is.
It's why I'm glad of I don't know, Kess got reprinted. I know it's only relevant for a handful of Legacy players, which are only a handful of Magic players.
Yeah.
But having a tournament legal version of a card that gets play is important.
Yeah.
Hashtag Nexus of Fate.
Yeah.
Which just literally, if you're playing a competitive REL, go to a judge.
Sure.
And get a proxy, because there is no version of the card that is good. or that is like tournament playable.
Terrifying.
That's why I kind of liked the Modern Horizons buy a box promo. Was it was an unfoiled Flusterstorm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'm also kind of bummed that they like went back to. I guess I kind of understand because Modern Horizons is more geared towards competitive players, but they went back to the foil one for Core 20.
Sure.
That sweet Naya Angel.
Yeah.
That I don't remember the name of at all, but it sure does sound like the name of a Naya-colored angel.
I think it's Karen.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Exactly. That's but like spelled funny.
Yeah.
It's like it's the Game of Thrones effect. John without an H and Eddard because there's no there's no W, so that makes it fantasy.
All right. So Dan is. There's a Magic game in front of us.
Right. Well. So that's the thing. I was just like, what can I talk about during this very long Serum Visions? But like, they're just, wow. This is some beatdown here. That is.
Yep.
7 points.
Yep.
Yeah, and just trading the Drogsoul Captain for the Delver there. Wait a second. Was that a Drogsoul Captain?
It was a Drogsoul Captain.
And
Dan was just sad. I don't think he realized the guy had 3.
Isn't that a Supreme? Oh, yeah. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
It was just a little slow on that. Okay, yeah. Didn't realize it was a 3/3, maybe.
Yep.
Yeah, and Dan, for a second, it looked like he was worried about Graveyard Order, which, like, good to be aware of things, but also, it's modern. Like, no Nether Spirit or
Shallow Grave.
Yeah, exactly.
Shallow Grave is a good one.
Yeah, Shallow Grave is a good one.
So Jesse going with another Phantom and a Mausoleum Wonder.
A Mausoleum Wonder that is relevantly a 3/3.
Yeah.
Did you think you were going to have a good instant and or sorcery? Not anymore.
Dan picking up his 3rd copy of Delver Secrets. Not great on this
great on
board.
turn 4, yeah.
Yeah.
And just like not good on this board either because Jesse just has like flyers that he can throw away.
Just a bunch of 2/4s.
Right, yeah, and flyers that he's just like, yeah, cool.
Can't attack through it.
Yeah, block ya. All right, and it looks like Dan really in the tank on some of these because I think he is seeing the same problem that we are seeing.
Yeah.
He's got an Art Mage's Charm, he's got a Spell Pierce. If you play a Delver and don't have a way to reliably flip it, you're just not doing anything.
Yep.
And he's got the 1 mana open for Spell Pierce. And he's going to Spell Pierce the Path, and Jesse's going to...
Sack the Mausoleum
Right,
Wonder.
yeah, exactly. Select the Mausoleum Water, counter the Spell Pierce. Still pat the guy, but like,
Yeah. All the pieces are there.
Right, yeah. He was gonna start attacking with it anyway, so like, at the very least, you're trading a Spell Pierce for 3 or 6 or 10 damage or whatever down the road.
Yeah.
You just kind of gotta force him to make that exchange.
So Jesse pushing in with 4 here, putting Dan down to what should be 12, I believe. This is the life dispute we promised you earlier.
Oh, okay,
This is the.
Is this happening right now in real time?
I think we're getting ready to see it. Yeah.
Okay. Sure, but we saw the building blocks up
Yeah, I think
here in
that's
these couple
the missed
turns.
attack.
Yeah.
We also saw them get life totals pretty disparately wrong in the first one.
Right, but it didn't matter.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Yeah, it wound up not mattering.
Sure.
Yeah. Huh. but we saw it go wrong. We're like, oh, is this that thing that we had to?
Yeah, no.
That we had to like, sit there and review the tape.
Yeah. So he's sitting in with a Delver and an unflipped Delver.
Right.
I don't know what he's got to. Maybe he's got a trick in hand.
Yeah, that. I mean, so I know he's got the charm and he's got another Magic the Gathering
Two
card.
Magic the Gathering cards.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's blue. Yeah.
Fair bet.
That's my Mariner again.
Yep.
It's it's a cool card. I just probably not. I don't know what's like this matchup at all, really.
Ooh, man, the blowout.
Yeah.
Responding to the Mariner with a Snapcaster. Snapcaster getting picked up by the what was that guy?
Spellcaller?
Spellcaller.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a pretty good sequence. Pretty favorable sequence, we'll say.
Yeah. Yeah, that's for sure. I guess Dan's just got the counterspell here,
just
but
has
then
the actual counterspell.
but then he Snapcasters for nothing.
Yeah, I think you gotta do that though.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just to like not lose out hugely on this sequence of things, because how many answers do you have for spell color right now?
Yeah.
None. Yeah, like on the board, none.
Good old 4/5 spell. It's kind of hard to keep up with the passive bonus
Sure.
that all the lords provide, but man, is it a lot.
Right.
Flipping that Delver off of a Remand, and playing face up because he's a hell of a guy.
Right. Yeah. There's just, your opponent wrote it down. Like, you might as well.
Yeah.
You might, and sometimes I have seen players do that, not just for their opponent's sake, but for the now I know that you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that usually I think is what it is. Checking life totals.
Sure.
Yep. Okay, and this is are we just wrong? Is it just the third game?
No, definitely.
No? Okay, yeah, it's definitely this one. See, we know it's coming, and so we've I don't know, we can maybe beat that horse a little bit more.
Yeah, we could just stop talking and then back this up.
Oh yeah, sure.
Okay, we can't back it up because another turn passes, and so we're just gonna have to watch this together.
Right. Yeah.
And get through. I think that the event that caused the discrepancy has already occurred.
Sure. And there was a checking, is this okay, between when that happened and where we are now and when the discrepancy is discovered.
Yeah.
And so we're a couple levels deep in terms of the oh heck factor.
It's actually kind of tough because both players are making decisions based off of what they think the life totals are.
Right, exactly.
And when we have to undo something or get a new life total, you can't undo those decisions. You're too deep in.
Yeah, exactly.
And so it's kind of a really, really tough situation to get through.
Yeah, and that that is the problem with any backup, with any just any change, because the Magic is so decision intensive that playing a shockland tapped or not, or attacking with something or not attacking, they can get much, much smaller than those. But
so that was the cut we just made.
There we go.
And elegantly, they discovered their error, and after that attack, and so now we're resolving how things are going to block. And
what you're missing is 14 minutes of us panicking during that whole process, because both players were adamant that their record keeping was correct. But it happens.
Remanding Athalia. Goes back to hand. He draws a card. Here comes an Athalia.
There's Athalia, yeah.
What do you know?
Yeah, I think Dan is just trying to dig for answer to stay alive.
Yeah. So Dan can put him to 3. And so that's the hard thing, is that we don't know if maybe Dan just had the game won.
Right.
If his record keep, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's tough.
Yeah.
It's really tough to resolve these things.
Yeah. Oh well. Both players. No one was they were obstinate. They were not rude. They were not difficult,
they were not even remotely.
It was just hey, this is a big problem, and I think it's this way, and I think it's this way.
Yeah.
But a lot of things can be solved by communicating with your opponent. Unfortunately, not everything, because they obviously had communicated prior on confirming a life total, or you saw them check their things, and we had a false start a couple minutes ago of hey, wait, is this where the problem happened? And no.
No.
Yeah, and Dan's got. Oh, you put him to 2?
Yeah,
you can put him to 2. Maybe he's digging for an answer. He's digging for a. Yep.
Yeah, that's it.
Just barely not enough.
We're back for game 3. Both players have kept their 7s and are ready to go. Dan's on the play this time. He's had a lot of really strong starts the last couple games. I think he's had either a Delver or a Pteramander most of the time, hasn't he?
Yeah, yep. And we're going to start off with turn 1 Pteramander again. At a little bit less, quite a bit less powerful than turn 1 Delver.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It also is a little bit more of a low variance game plan, I guess, is the nice way to say that.
It's never good. You
Delver,
never have to worry about it.
Yeah, right. I don't know. Delver, I think, is better most of the time.
Yeah.
But kind of knowing what you have to do in a deck where every decision matters a lot is sometimes nice too.
Well, Pteramander starts off with flying.
Right.
Which is kind of nice.
Yep.
It doesn't get, except against this deck, it just doesn't matter because every single card has flying.
Right, yeah.
Wow, what a sequence of events.
Yeah, okay.
So we got a Spell Snare for the Supreme Phantom, Path for the Pteramander, and then a Spell Pierce out of Dan to just win that interaction all the way around.
Right, yeah. That was all, everyone had the answer kind of deal.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and just chip in for 1. It looks like Dan's sitting on a bunch of good instance sorceries. Modern All-Star Remand.
Yeah.
Making an appearance in Dan's hand. Like that's really this deck. It's a Remand deck.
Sure.
That's I don't know. It can lead to some interesting play patterns sometimes with like remanding your own spells in a counterspell war. Maybe not so much with this deck, but like the Jeskai tempo decks of old.
Looks like Dan's sitting on 3 Terramanders, but electing to leave up Remand and hitting what's the captain?
Drogskull Captain. Yep.
Drogskull Captain there.
Yeah, it seems like a pretty solid decision there.
Yeah, he can't hit a 3rd land. So he's got in a weird position where he can't.
One drop, hold up, 2 drop. Yeah.
He's got 2 Terramanders and a Delver in his hand. And
Wow.
he would love to vomit those onto the board, but
Right.
he's got to keep up this counter magic.
Yeah, exactly. And chipping in for 1 every turn is
It's not
not where you want to be. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And that Drogskull Captain's coming down again.
Sure. He picked up a Vapor Snag, so maybe he's thinking he can use the Vapor Snag.
Sure, yeah. So he deployed his dudes, and worst case scenario, Jesse's gonna, Drogskull Captain, maybe play something else, and Dan will have a Vapor Snag for the Drogskull.
Yep.
So, or he could just go Drogskull, Phantasmal Image, copy Drogskull right here.
And then he's in a spot.
That'd be pretty rude. Jesse not playing any Phantasmal Image right now.
Really? Did they cut him for the...
For the Mariner.
Mariner?
Yep. Yeah, exactly. Just because, like, I don't know. They're like the weird thing where if you have no board state, you can't copy the thing. You collect the company with a, like that gets relevant. Just because like collected company is such a linchpin of the deck.
Sure.
That that anti-synergy, it can be rough sometimes. Dan looks like he's reading the full text on Rattle Chains.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a. I think that is maybe the first time that Jesse has played one of those in this match, despite playing 4 of them in the main board.
Sure.
Yeah, but 2-1 with a 3-2 for a brief moment.
One glorious second.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And Vapor Snag, and Dan is just crashing in with the team here.
Full
Jesse
send.
just gonna take it. Oh, maybe not. I misread what he was doing.
I don't know what just happened.
Yeah.
I would think.
I think they maybe. Oh, they forgot the Vapor Snag.
Vapor Snag point, sure.
Yeah, the 1 damage or 1 life.
So Jesse is keeping track of something above the Delver. He's got a little dice. He just turned it from 3 to 4. I don't know what that is.
Because they're definitely not on turns.
No, they're not.
No. Yeah, they had an extension.
I think I saw him doing it a little in the last game. I'm not sure what it was.
I am not sure either. Is there any known information here?
Here comes that Drogskull again. And then
Another
they all have hexproof now.
Yeah. Okay. That.
Pretty good.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. I mean, what do you do about?
I think you
that?
got to try and power up these Terramanders.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's got. It looks like he's got the Thought Scour in hand. So really, there is a world where you very quickly are in range of just buffing them both for 1.
Yep.
And he's got some 4-3s and 3-3s over there. Doesn't beat a 5-5 Terramander.
Does not.
I guess 2 of them do, but when you are double blocking a Terramander to not die, that's like not a situation I don't want to be in.
That spot. Especially if you get another backup Terramander.
Right, yeah, huh. Okay, so it looks like Jesse's maybe going to go chip in for 5. I mean, he's got to start putting pressure on Dan here sometime, but I guess now is just not the time.
No, I don't
There's just
think so.
too much of a risk of a blowout, I guess.
Snapcaster
And Dan,
Island.
yeah, Thought Scour flip to non-instants or sorceries.
Yeah.
So, either one of those being instants or sorceries would have been pretty big, but neither of them is also pretty big.
Or him drawing a land. That just went really badly for him, unfortunately.
Yep. That and that's the deck does not play a lot of lands. It plays 18.
Sure.
Yeah. It 16 basic islands and 2 horizon lands. And that's it.
3rd copy Terramander is 2nd Delver.
Yeah. Maybe you hit another Delver. Maybe you Maybe you try to Thought Scour, hit your 3rd land. Maybe you flip into another Delver.
Yeah, I mean it'd be great if you did.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just worried that he's going to mill 2 lands and then draw a Snapcaster.
Yeah, exactly. Mill an enchantment, mill a creature. Hey, there's Waterlogged Grove. Okay.
All right.
I don't think he has any 1-drops left. Oh, he's got the 1 Delver. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
And then Archmage's Charm.
Sure. And yeah, Dan's gonna do an 18. Play this other Delver and maybe get lucky.
Yeah, Archmage's Charm has a lot in common with Cryptic Command.
Yeah.
Cost 3 blue is an instant, but man, I wish he had a Cryptic Command.
I know, right? Yeah,
You just
exactly.
get to instantly win the game, kind of.
I mean, assume you hit the land drop though.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Yeah,
for
like
sure.
that's.
Oh, here's the Coco.
Yeah.
That's pretty good right here.
Yeah, this is, and it dodges Force Negation,
Sure.
which like Dan obviously doesn't have, and he obviously doesn't have the resources to cast it. But Deputy Attention hitting 3 Terramanders
Oh, boy.
is, yeah, that's rough.
That's very good.
Yeah, wow, okay. I mean, like, and Dan, what does he have for that? Vapor Snag?
I guess.
Yeah. Technically, I guess.
Yeah.
It looks like he's not playing any kind of dismember anything. But, I'm just, I'm curious what you do about something like that, because he's just crashing in for a huge chunk of damage right now.
That was a pretty big swing.
Right, yeah, exactly. That was 10 just by itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Delver Trigger? Okay.
Remand, not where I want to be right now. And I think maybe Dan's just gonna have to chump block with some Insectile Aberrations. That's
Well, he's only got 2 lords, so he should be able to trade him for something.
I mean, yeah, but I don't feel great trading the card my deck is built around for your Rattle Chains.
Yeah, I guess. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. All right.
Yeah, I see very few ways out of this for Dan.
Yeah. So if he blocks the captains, he just dies. I'd rather block
Yeah,
the captains, but
right.
the game
Yeah,
decides.
yeah, exactly. You just take 8 and lose. Yeah.
I think even if he blocks, he has to do something to affect the board.
Right, yeah, you have to kill. He's priced into probably, assuming Jesse gets nothing, which is unlikely, after drawing a card and then drawing another card.
Sure.
He has to block both the Rattle Chains or die.
Yeah. Well, there's also the deputy down there.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
That thing doesn't have 0 power.
No, it does not. Didn't attack though.
Right, yeah.
Drawing 2 cards.
I don't know what that'll get him. Yeah,
Yeah,
Dan,
no,
just
that's
taking
too
another
bad.
couple looks. All right, and that'll do it for game number 3 in round number 4 of the Arizona Modern Series.